Hello, Rohan. Hello, Rana. I'm Santanu from Hindustan Times. Rohan, I think I've chatted with you during the Sundance premiere, and I just want to begin by saying that what an incredible journey for the film it has been. And I knew it when I saw it back in January. I knew it was a special film. So I just want to start by congratulating both of you because it's such a beautiful film. I want to start by asking Rana that when did you first get involved with Sabar Bonda? Like, when did you first watch it? What was your reaction? And what made you look at it and say, I want to, Spirit Media wants to, back it?
So I think it's almost close to a year, maybe, or a little less than that, when Pratiksha from my team, my partner, went and saw the film, and she was really blown, and she said, "This is the next film that we're distributing." I was like, "Okay, cool," and I got to then see it first. I was just blown away with the honesty of the film. It was just truly honest, and like normally for a film like this, it takes you to a very dark space, and that's the kind of
Right.
cinema that you see normally. But this came out with such a positive light that
Right.
so heartwarming to just watch it, right? It started off with the death of the father, and from there, going to where it went. All the
Yeah, it
human,
ends with hope.
yeah, and I'm saying all the human relations, whether it's the mothers, the friends, it's just so personal. And that then we knew it's okay. This is a story that is personal to this filmmaker, and he used an aesthetic that is fantastic. And we said, okay, let's figure out what the right time to get this out is.
How beautiful. Rohan, this is your first feature film, and I know that it has been a long time coming for you to kind of make the film, fund it, and then show it to film festivals to kind of now at the cusp of its release. I just want to ask, what is your headspace right now? What are some of the things that you are really mindful about or really thinking about now that the film is just about to release?
I am just only enjoying this time and promotion, doing the promotion now, traveling and talking to all of you guys, and I'm just looking forward to the release. And I'm like, I told my family, we will buy a ticket and go to one of the screenings and we will watch it together. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious and really happy and looking forward to the release of the film.
Beautiful. Uh, Rana, last year you had Spirit Media had distributed All We Imagine as Light, and this year you're back in Sabar Bonda. Am I seeing a pattern here? Kind of the film set in Mumbai, but also very deeply personal stories, first features. I'm just making these lines of thoughts, but I mean, this is just like hypothetical. But what I want to ask is that what are some of the concerns, if I may say so, or some of the bigger ideas that for you as a distributor that you are thinking about when you're, backing these projects?
Uh,
Anything about?
See,
Yeah,
the whole idea of why we started Spirit Media out of the studio was we said, okay, we need another voice for cinema that's alternative. It can't be regional alone. See, we did this for a while in Telugu, and that's a closed ecosystem. We exactly know when to release
right.
it, when to publicize it, and we've gotten mature in that for about a couple of years. And I think All We Imagine actually pushed us out of our comfort zone. It's like, okay, now this film you can't release in Telugu. Now what are you going to do about it? You like this film, right? And then I was like, okay, it's a Malayalam film somewhere. I was like, okay, it still feels like we can do this. But the kind of reception it got from across the country kind of made it clear that, listen, there's an audience everywhere for this. It's just that they're not consistently given this cinema, so they don't have a
Right.
pattern of forming a habit. If they know that here you go, every month there is a film like this that they can get to watch in theaters, I know that it'll create some kind of a change. So our goal at Spirit Media will be continue to produce and distribute cinema that's slightly more alternative and creator led. So yes, so Sabar Bonda and Rohan fit fully in our vision, and and a joy for us to rather take forward.
Yeah, I think you pointed out a very important point here because the ecosystem in current uh, Indian filmmaking and even the distribution is such that like the mass budget, big budget films are kind of pave the way for so much that like the independent films kind of get a limited ticket window and they know that it's just for like 2 weeks and stuff like that kind of get to hear and then people say, oh, we missed it, so now we'll watch it later or something like that. I mean, that is the kind of reaction that we, at least as journalists, also kind of get to hear. As distributors, do you think that you're making this conscious choice to kind of also take audiences' attention and say, this is a film and this is releasing at this time, so go out in the theater and watch it?
See, one is every cinema needs to be elevated in some manner or the other for it to be heard to the audience today. And today you're in a world of social media, extreme information that's coming to you at every second, right? You're loaded with, if you like indie films, you'll be loaded with that content from across the world every 10 minutes. And in that
Yeah,
space, for you to say, here you go, India, Maharashtra, couple plus states, few cities. Now, this is going to be a special moment in cinemas for you, right? Uh, because we're so used to a certain mainstream way of promotion. Okay, this event happens, and then after that they will do this type of press, and then one song will release, and X will happen.
yeah.
Like, we just have one fixed format
The
that
roadmap. Yeah.
yeah. Now it's, but for alternative films we need to find that different roadmap.
What is it? Yeah.
And also each film will tell you something else, right? And somewhere it's, how do we remove that regional lens and take it to a
True.
country level? See, because like actually, it's the funniest thing about All We Imagine.
Pan Indian.
I mean, I don't know if that's the word to use. See, because like I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah. Even
this,
that is loaded and kind of has its own kind of
yeah,
yeah.
meaning, right? See, I remember during Sabar Bonda, like sorry, during All We Imagine, when it was in Malayalam, I thought, I said, okay, maybe it'll run in Kerala and not other places. That was the first thought that I had. I said, okay, let's just land it up there nicely, and the rest of the country, let's just drop it in bits and pieces to see it. But then like Delhi exploded, Bombay exploded, Bangalore was exploding. So like, okay, there is an audience for this cinema across India.
This, yeah.
We just
Yeah.
have to find the right meter for it. Like Sabar Bonda, obviously there'll be a large concentration in Maharashtra, but
Yeah.
there will be definitely other towns that we're going to release it in. Bangalore, Chennai, stuff that we know that there is a definite audience out there to watch films like this. So yeah, we're trying to work on a roadmap, man, and we need many Rohans to come and help us deliver
Absolutely.
this.
Absolutely. Let me talk about the film for a little while because I love it. But what really took me by surprise when I watched the film was the complete lack of background music, for one, because I was like, is there no music or am I not hearing it? Because when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, there's literally like no music at all. And there's only the chirping of the insects and the nocturnal kind of music, and then the sound of the cattle uh, whenever they come. And I remember in a scene also they are talking and the boats come in and the sound also accompanies with them. And I thought that was just so beautiful in a way. Like it was pragmatic, but also it was beautiful. So Rohan, tell me, was that a conscious decision from the beginning that you would just do with sound that was just as real and just as location specific?
No, no, it was I had to take that decision before I writing the screenplay, because you can't take these kind of decision in midway, right? So when you're not using the music and only using the natural sound, I had to incorporate those details in the screenplay as well. So whoever reads the screenplay can not only visualize the film, but but can
Yeah,
also hear the film. And so I wrote it knowing that this is how it's going to be. And we so all the sounds, most of the sounds that you hear, specific ones that was written into the script. Rest was my sound designer Naren and Anirban. They created that layered soundscape. But of course, this decision and what I had written into the script, that became a base for them as well to build a lot on that. And they really did all that work of creating that world through sounds. And also Dolby Atmos is the technology that allows you to create
yeah,
the 360-degree worlds now. So you can create that world that exists that
yeah,
outside this frame that we are watching, you know. And I wanted to create that because when I was in the village, I was hearing everything around me. And also sometimes that happens in the film. We only hear the actors and the characters. But I was like, no, I don't want to create that kind of a movement. I want to
right.
create that Anand, the way he is there, there is life happening all around him, and I want to incorporate all of that so that I can ground not only him but audience also in that world, and that might feel more real. So I wanted to do that. So that decision was taken before started writing the script.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I also love how the film ends with this very beautiful sense of hope. It's. I mean, we know that it's a difficult. It's not really difficult, but it's kind of a space where they're not really understanding where to go. I mean, the characters, they don't really know where it leads and what lies ahead of them, but it just devotes to that specific moment where the film just shows that, okay, no, even if there's a lot of hardship around them, but they are choosing hope. That is, I thought that was beautiful and very sensitively depicted. Rohan, tell me about that ending, especially. Was that the focal point maybe when you're writing it, or when did you think, or when did you arrive at that?
So I always knew that I didn't want to end this one tragically, and I had already decided that when I'm trying to tell a story about grief, I don't want to make a sad film. I want to make a tender, warm film about this whole phase. And although I didn't know what will be the end, I was clear that it should be optimistic, not completely happy end, optimistic end.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that I had decided, but I didn't know what it would be. And because I don't write outlines or anything, I just start writing the screenplay. So I didn't know how what that will be. So as I was writing it, and when I reached to the end point, the moment that we have that came while exploring the writing. So, but yeah, I had the clarity that it will not end tragically at all. Though some of the mentors at the labs were telling me that that should happen, and I said, sorry, that's not happening, at least in my field.
Thank God, because in most of the films, the gays either die or they break up, and it's so infuriating. Like, honestly, they can get a happy ending for once, and Sabar Bonda grants
Also,
that. So,
also the film that starts with death, yeah, and then again ends with tragedies. That was a really bad thing. That would have been a really bad thing, and I didn't want to do that at all.
thank God. Good. Uh, but okay, I want to ask one last question to both of you. Tell me about one aspect of filmmaking for you and distributing for you that scares you a little, and what do you do to get over it? Think about it and say.
What is
It's
it?
scary. All parts of it. I even write when I'm writing alone, right? So there is no one. So
Right.
writing is scary. You don't know whatever you are writing is making sense because when you are writing it,
It's a lonely process.
it's and then you feel nice. But when I'm almost about to sleep and I'm thinking about it and it starts feeling, no, this was bad. This was bad. I have to change. So that you constantly go through this process. And when you're making the film, it's a completely different process than writing. So even that is daunting. You're handling this 150 people on the set and you have to direct all of them. And it's such a crazy time. And even then you don't know whatever you are doing is right or no. But somewhere here in your gut, it feels right. This is how it should be. But that happens all the time until unless you really finish the film and you can see it. Okay, yeah, everything has fallen into the place and everything is there, but until then, it is a scary process. But it's also rewarding, actually, in some ways. That
But
the
scary.
thought that you are creating
Hmm.
and you are making your film, that is also in some ways rewarding.
Rana, for you.
Scary. I think the fact that you're in films is scary, no? First to start with, and you're trying to create a long-lasting career in this place in any
Yes.
way. See, because
It's not
every
scary anymore. I feel like, assume as an act. I mean, as an actor, is it still scary for you?
See, I'm saying every film is a new film that you're doing, right? Every single story is a new story. It has nothing to do with your past success or failure. It's
Okay.
coming fresh off the board. It's a personal choice. It's an extremely personal choice. See, for Rohan, it's a personal choice that he wrote the film. For us, somewhere it's like, okay, it's probably Pratiksha, me, and a few of others. It's a personal choice that we like. Now, how much of the audience is going to resonate is always going to be a blank piece for us. But
Yeah.
what that scare actually is the larger driving force. See, what is it? It's like here you go. No one has done this before, so it's really a flex and saying here you go. You don't have anything to compare us with. Now start. If you're somewhere else, I think, which is why it's less scary than what normally it should be, because there's no predecessor to this in any manner. It's not like there are many companies distributing these type of movies. It's not like India has a mature film festival circuit. So it's like you're saying nothing's there. Here you go. This is probably the first that you can start with, and help us create a habit for you to watch cinema like this and enjoy movies like this.
Absolutely. I think that is a perfect note to end on. Thank you so much for doing this and all the very best for Sabar Bonda.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.